Quick tutorial on how to land the F-16 realistically and in the best way possible. First things first, we're going to deploy the air brakes. You can see the air brakes fall down either visually or just by these indicators. Then we're going to wait and make sure that we're under 300 knots and deploy our gears. Keep in mind that when you deploy your gears, the air brakes become smaller, but you can fully extend them by pressing and holding the air brake button. Now that we've got our gears down, we're going to get two new indicators. First is the 2.5 degree marker, and second is the AOA bracket. Then we're going to align the 2.5 degree marker over the start of the runway. Then we're going to start slowing down. Obviously we can do that in the meantime, but we're just going to start slowing down until our path marker gets close to the AOA bracket. Now that the path marker is close to the AOA bracket, we're going to trim upwise-ish. Basically we're going to trim up until the path marker just stays on top of the AOA bracket with no touch from the pitch, like right where it is right now. Now instead of pitching up with your y-axis on your joystick, you're going to do it with your throttle. Basically you're going to add power to pitch up and you're going to decrease power to pitch down. It's very weird, it takes time to get used to, but it's very comfortable once you get used to it. Now we're going to fly like this until we get close, and then when we get close we're going to try to align ourselves a little bit better. We're going to put the 2.5 degree marker on not the threshold of the runway but the 1,000-foot marker. As you can see, I'm lining my 2.5 degree marker and my path marker on the 1,000-foot marker on the runway. Alright, now be prepared. We're going to do two things when we're about 40 feet to 30 feet above the runway. We're going to do something that's called a flare, and we're going to also do something that's called idle power. Idle power is basically when you put your thrust to 0, and flare is putting your nose up to make the landing smoother. And the idle power is so we can slow down and touch down at around 13 degrees of AOA, because in that way we'll be able to air brake and also just land the best way. It would really stick us to the ground. Basically when you flare, you want to flare for long enough so your aircraft can slow down to 13 degrees of AOA, where then you will touch down. You want to do that very carefully, because if you overcorrect, if you flare for too long, then you're gonna be too slow and then you're gonna smack down on the runway. Timing is very hard, but you will learn that with time. 60, 50, 40, flare, idle power. Alright, we're gonna slowly flare. By the way, don't pull when touching down, because that can result in a bounce. Touchdown. Alright, now that we're touching down, we will keep our nose up with a backstick to make sure that we air brake. We need to have the green AOA marker on the left of the HUD, which is about 13 degrees, nose up. We're going to maintain this until we get to around 100 knots. Then we're going to slowly put our nose down. We're going to start braking and pressing the air brake button to fully extend the air brake. Once we get slow, then we're going to start releasing some bit of brakes and releasing the air brakes, and then we're going to find an exit and exit the runway. By the way, the NORAD on top of the HUD also indicates when you're touching down.